Here is our F1 analyst, Tim Hauraney from Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Tim, Lewis Hamilton has won the Canadian Grand Prix 7 times. He hasn't won a race since December of 2021. Mercedes did finish 2-3 on the podium a couple of weeks ago in Spain. How close is Hamilton and Mercedes to actually getting a win?
Yeah, you know what? It's a good question, Jay. I mean, after the success that they had at the Spanish Grand Prix, both of them jumping onto the podium with Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, you know, sitting down and speaking about this with George, earlier today on Thursday, he had told me that you shouldn't read too much into what happened in Spain, considering they had a massive car upgrade with this W14 that they have. It happened in Monaco, and then they had some success in Spain with it. But Spain is a track that Mercedes has always been very competitive at. And I think coming into Canada, I mean, it could be a bit challenging for them, Jay. I really don't think they actually know where the balance of the car lays just yet.
Now, we know only one Canadian's ever won this race, the late Gilles Villeneuve, but Lance Stroll, one of 3 Canadians to actually score points here. What is in your opinion, realistic expectation for Stroll this weekend?
I think scoring points here is going to be success for Lance. He's been improving as the races have gone on. But it's interesting, I spoke with Mike Crack, who's the team principal at Aston Martin, earlier today, and we talked a lot about Lance. And one of the things we spoke of most is how he missed testing. Going through the injuries that he had, missing all of the preseason testing really set him back. And it set him back in terms of learning and understanding what the car actually needs for it to be fast. And Lance has been learning these things as the races have been progressing instead of learning these things during testing. But I think what we saw in Spain, qualifying in particular, he was solid. And again, in the race, Lance is solid. The team has some upgrades they are bringing to the car for this weekend. And so I think, for Lance, just getting into the top 5, I think that's success for him this weekend, Jay.
And finally, Tim, is there any chance whatsoever that Red Bull does not win this weekend, considering they've won every race this season?
I mean, it's going to be really tough, Jay, honestly. I mean, that Red Bull car is unbelievable. A lot of the drivers I spoke to today, I mean, a lot of them feel like it's going to be extremely tough for anyone to beat Red Bull at all this season. I think one of the things that could throw a wrench into the plans is rain. So if it rains on Sunday, or if it rains on Saturday, I mean, that could spice the field up a bit, but I still don't know. I mean, Max is just operating at such a high level, Jay. Like, it's going to be really tough for anybody to beat him.
Tim, we're going to talk to you on Sunday after the Canadian Grand Prix is in the books. Thank you so much for this, buddy.
Great. Thanks, Jay.